Welcome to Get Real with Eddie, where we delve deep into the world of real estate with your host, the designated managing broker of Exit Real Estate Specialist, Eddie Ruettiger.
It's Get Real with Eddie, and here in the studio, of course, is Nancy Vallee.
Hello.
From the Ruettiger Group at Exit Real Estate Specialists. How are you doing?
I am well, thank you. How are you?
Did you have a lot of cleanup last week with those storms?
Yeah, we had some damage. We had our spa, our hot tub cover got torn off. We have a lift on it and it got torn off. The lift and just odds and ends, little branches, plants that got taken away. I have sidewalls on the patio side that all the plants got blown off and all that stuff.
We had one big
but
branch.
not terrible.
Yeah, we had one big branch down. That was about it for us. And there was some twigs and sticks, but there's sticks in my yard all the time.
But there was a lot of damage all over the place.
There was a lot of damage. Once we got out after the show, I was out and about, and I've seen tons of trees down. I guess Western Avenue in Joliet got hit really hard.
Yeah,
So
well, they've
I
got
saw
some
it
big
after it was
older
cleaned up.
trees, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, so
Well, and then the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, not the same storm, but a storm, the day before?
yeah, it was like the day before.
Their roof
Sunday.
got blown
They got
off.
Saturday night. It got hit on Saturday night.
Yeah, Saturday night, Sunday morning. Early.
Yep. It was Sunday morning early. That storm rolled through.
Yeah.
So
they had a lot of damage.
So-
I feel bad for them, too.
all right, let's talk some real estate. How do you determine if you're ready to buy? NerdWallet says housing market trends give important context, but whether this is a good time to buy a house also depends on your financial situation, life goals, and readiness to become a homeowner.
Can you share?
I can share.
Please.
Maybe.
Please.
I thought I had everything ready to go for the show, too, today.
Nope.
Look at that. All right, there we go.
There we go. All right, there it is. And it's Nancy size, too. How about that?
Number one issue, if you're trying to see if you're ready to buy a home, do you have a stable job? I think that's a little important.
Yes. Yes. You need to be able to have a good, stable job that will help you pay the bills.
Number two, have you figured out what you can afford? A lender can help you with that process.
Yes. Don't be scared to talk to a lender.
This is where you put your team and you call your real estate broker that you're working with. Even if it's not us, you call yours. That's fine. We understand there's tons of people out there. We don't expect to have all the business. You call your broker and ask, all right, who do I talk to? Here's my situation. And they're going to know out of their Rolodex who the top 2 or 3 people is, or even maybe the top 1. No, you want to talk to this person. Start that conversation out. And you should be starting at 6 to 12 months out, not 2 to 3.
Right. They'll do a soft pull on your credit. They'll ask you some questions. They'll talk about what your goals are. You can have a discussion about payment, because really, it's not about interest rates. It's not about the price of the house. It's about the monthly payment.
Number 3. Now this one's kind of tricky because I think this gets kind of knocked out. But do you have an emergency fund? Which is a great idea.
Yes, you should have an emergency.
6 months of bills in the bank ready to go.
Yep.
CNET says you'll have to find a financial cushion that can cover several months of living expenses, including mortgage payments in case of unseen circumstances, such as job loss or a medical emergency. And folks,
It happened.
It happened to me. I love my wife. When I was paralyzed with Guillain-Barré, I couldn't walk.
Yeah.
Nancy was driving me to appointments after I got out of the hospital.
Yeah.
I was going up in a walker. And my wife, for almost a month after I got out of the hospital, was on FMLA. She burned all her vacation time. She burned everything and went to FMLA. We had no income coming in.
Yeah. And these things, emergencies are just that. They're unforeseen. Who plans on having that problem? Nobody.
Trust
But you
me,
got to have that money.
No one would want to plan on having that problem.
But that's the point. And you got to have some financial resources. I mean, whether you're ready to buy a home or not, if you're existing on the planet, please put something away. And it's hard.
It is hard.
It's hard
especially
to put
in this
money
economy
away.
when your groceries are up like 30%. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
You gotta put some money away.
So, how long do you plan on living there also? Lawrence Yoon, chief economist at the National Association of Realtors, explains 5 years is a good, comfortable mark if the price of the home appears considerable. Appreciates considerably. Then even 3 years would be fine. Sorry, appreciates. So if the price goes up, normal, 5 years. If it goes up really fast, then you probably only need to be there 3 years. So what's your time frame look like?
Yeah. Is this your first home? Is this your forever home? Is this an in-between home?
I'll add something to that. Even if you don't think you're going to be there for 3 or 4 years. Let's say you think it's only 2. Can you rent the house out?
Yeah.
Rent out the property. Doesn't mean you have to be the landlord. There's management companies that do that role for you.
Yes.
We have them on speed dial. I don't even manage my own properties. I
Yeah.
don't have time. With a brand new brokerage, a
It's
7-year-old.
coming for us too, trust me.
And you know my property manager. He's amazing.
Yeah. Yep.
He's amazing.
Yep.
Above all else, the most important question to answer is, do you have a team of real estate professionals in place? I swear to God, I did not read this beforehand.
But it's something that we've always talked about.
So true.
Because it's important.
It is so true. Have your team ready, because then you have someone to pivot to and go to when it comes to these questions.
Yeah. Interview several agents. Get some recommendations from your bestie, from your friends, from your relatives who's bought and sold in the last couple of years. How did you like your agent? What did you think about it? And then interview them. It's important that you click.
So there's a couple other things. How to determine if you're ready to buy that I don't think was addressed in this aspect. And the first is, are you renting? Yes, you're ready to buy. There are very, very small situations where you should continue renting. And there are reasons to rent.
Oh, absolutely.
Going into that, how long you're going to be in a market in an area, that could be, if it's 2 years, 3 years or less, then that makes sense.
Yeah. Maybe you transition a lot through work and that kind of thing, where you move around a lot, or you're in the military, that kind of stuff.
True. Second aspect is for those that do own a home. How is your space working for you? They didn't really talk about that. Is the space still meeting the majority of your needs? All right, there's no house that's ever perfect once you moved in. There's always, I would love to add another 10 feet off the back of my house, expand my master bedroom, expand my bathroom. I'd love to put an indoor pool in my backyard.
Yeah. Wouldn't we all?
So there's always something. But with that being said, is it meeting the majority of your needs? Or are you crunched in multiple rooms? Is there not a lot of space?
Yeah.
Is not a lot of, you got to do certain things to be able to do certain things in the house.
Yeah, maybe you need a little more space. Maybe you change jobs and now you need a workspace at home. Maybe all the kids moved out. You're an empty nester and you're ready to downsize. Maybe, things happen.
My mom was amazing. And I just realized we totally forgot to. I called her, but we did forget to wish her happy birthday on the air last week. I know.
Happy birthday, Mom.
I know. But I did call her. I called her actually before last week's show.
Okay.
But my mom was outstanding. And remember what I said earlier about you have to do something to do something?
Mm-hmm.
So it was me and my two sisters and my mother and a 2-bedroom apartment. So I was in 8th grade and I was sharing a bedroom with my two sisters.
Yeah.
So to go to bed at night, there was a trundle bed that was under the bunk beds. My sisters had the bunk bed and I had the trundle bed, and I'd have to pull the trundle bed out every night
Mm-hmm.
to go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd put the trundle bed away every morning.
Yeah.
So those are the circumstances when I say you have to do something to do something. I mean, this is...
Well, you have rooms doubling and tripling
Yep.
in
And we were only...
usage.
We were only in because my mom is just amazing. She's amazing. Single mom. You know, we were only in that apartment for, I think, 24 months, if that. It might have been like 20 months. It was 2 years. Because we moved over and moved in 7th grade, middle of 7th grade year. And by middle of freshman year, we had moved into a 3-bedroom townhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Which was just, we had a blast there. It was just friends coming and going all the time, people coming and going all the time. It was crazy. So, best part about my mom's townhouse too
Mm-hmm.
is they had a half bath on the main floor, and it had this wallpaper on it that was Norman Rockwell wallpaper.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a Norman Rockwell painting with an explanation of the painting, and they framed all of these little things out by one fern strips. So it was really cute, but you never had to take this is before cell phone technology, folks, but you never had to take a newspaper to the bathroom because you just read the wall. Everybody thought it was the greatest thing in the world. You'd read the wall.
And you got an art education.
You did. And I love Norman Rockwell because of this.
That's
He is one of my
hilarious.
favorite artists. I'm just saying.
Hilarious.
Oh, it's too funny. It's too funny. So these are the things finishing up. When you have to do stuff like that, and put the trundle bed underneath the main bed, because there was 3 of us in a bedroom. So, and then some people wonder why my sisters want to kill me half the time, and my sisters will kill you if you come across me the other half of the time. It's just because we're that close because of it. So, with that saying, why moving to a smaller home after retirement makes life easier? So these are for those that are looking to move. Maybe you're on the flip side of that script. You're on the side where it's not like you're running out of space. You've got too much space.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you don't feel like keeping it all clean anymore and doing all the yard work and all that stuff that comes with home ownership.
If it's too big, too costly, or just not convenient anymore, downsizing may help you make the most of your retirement years. To find out if a smaller, more manageable home might be the perfect fit for your new lifestyle, ask yourself these questions. Do the original reasons I bought my current house still stand? Or have my needs changed since then? Do I really need and want the space I have right now? Or could somewhere smaller be a better fit?
And you know what? Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. That's a real personal thing.
It is. These are all personal questions.
Very personal, but it's worth asking yourself these questions.
Yeah.
Yes.
What are my house expenses right now, and how much do I want to try to save by downsizing? That's a great question.
That's a great question.
That's a great question, because you might be able to save some aspects.
Yeah. Or maybe you want to move closer. Your kids are all grown and you got grandkids and stuff, and you want to move closer. All viable reasons to move.
Benefits of moving into a smaller home. Bank rate states reasons to downsize: financial savings. Older adults with higher Medical and insurance costs might benefit from savings on expenses like utility bills. So you might get smaller utility bills with that.
Yes.
Plus smaller mortgage, lesser insurance, taxes. There's a lot more than just the utility bills, I think.
Yep.
Less maintenance. If you're tired of housework, why not move to a smaller home that's easier to upkeep? Makes great sense. Simplicity. Downsizing cuts clutter and helps you focus on what matters. And last, health concerns. Many seniors downsize for fewer stairs and easier access to hospital and transportation. That would be the reason I would move, is to get into a new hospital area.
Yeah. Yep.
So your equity can help make downsizing possible. A recent article from Senior Guide shares at a time when homeowners age 62 and older have more than $12 trillion in home equity, downsizing makes sense. So how much equity do you have in your home is the question. Bankrate explains downsizing can mean taking that equity when the home is sold and using it to pay cash or make a large down payment on a lower priced home, reducing your monthly living expenses. So maybe you don't pay the whole house off in cash, but your monthly payment is a lot less than what you're currently paying.
Yes.
So think about downsizing. It could really help. When you're ready, give us a call. Where are we at on time? We're going to keep going here. We got a little bit for the break. And I want to get into why working with a real estate agent is crucial right now. Because I really do think with everything coming down and the changes in the market and the changes that are happening, you're seeing a lot of stuff online and on TV. Well, you don't need to use a realtor. You don't use.
Oh, yeah. Such a bad idea.
And then you get the call. Well, how do I do this? What do I do here? What this? What about that? What about this? That's why you should be using a realtor.
And the most important reason why to use a realtor, you don't know what you don't know. And it can cost you thousands of dollars.
This is so true. This is so true. So here are just a few of the ways a real estate expert is invaluable. First off, the contracts. Agents help with the disclosures and contracts necessary in today's heavily regulated environment. And oh my goodness, as someone that just opened a real estate brokerage, it is heavily regulated. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate it, and IDFPR was awesome in helping me get everything up and running and going, but it is regulated. I was making a joke. I think I made it a joke to you. You know, everybody says this is a free country. They've never tried to open their own business.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's just a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot.
Experience. In today's market, experience is crucial. Real estate professionals know their entire sale process, including how it's changed right now.
Yes. We know the process. We know what you have to do and when you have to do it. Your buyer, the listing agent, just keep in mind through all this, the listing agent works for the seller.
Yep.
Bottom line. So helping you is not their priority. You need someone who is going to be on your side, representing you on an equal footing.
You need somebody as a buyer to negotiate for you.
Yes.
The listing agent cannot do that. There cannot be any negotiations if the listing agent is representing both the buyer and the seller. And that is the next aspect of what an agent, in my opinion, the biggest thing you're hiring an agent for is negotiations. Your real estate advisor acts as a buffer in negotiations. Let me repeat that. Acts as a buffer with all parties and advocates for your best interest throughout the entire transaction. I have made the comparison multiple times. Michael Jordan got along pretty well with Reinsdorf. Pretty well. Not going to say everything was perfect. He still had an agent that negotiated out his contracts when it came to his deals with the Bulls.
Absolutely.
He was the buffer in the deal.
They know how to, those agents know the market. They know what's going on. They know how to negotiate. They know the contracts. They know all the legalese, just like a realtor does.
In that, industry experts. Their industry experts is our next thing. Knowledge is power in today's market. And your advisor will simplify and effectively explain process, marketing conditions, and key terms, translating what they mean for you along the way.
Decisions are ultimately yours. Let's make sure everybody knows that. But the realtor can translate all the process, all the vocabulary, all whatever's going on, and break it down into bite-sized pieces so that you can make intelligent, informed decisions for yourself and your family.
I want to go a step back, though. You're absolutely right that the decisions are ultimately yours. If you don't feel like you're making the decisions, you need to reevaluate your team.
Yes.
If decisions are being taken out of your hands, because I always use the football explanation, all right? I'm the quarterback, you're the coach. You're calling the plays. I tell you if the defense is blitzing. I tell you if they're fading back. I tell you what's going on. You got to call the play based on that information.
Yes.
I will help you call the play because I've got the experience, but you make the call.
Yes, that's a great analogy, actually.
Pricing, finally, is one of the biggest things that we do because that goes, in my opinion, pricing goes hand in hand with negotiating.
Yes, absolutely.
A real estate professional understands current real estate value when setting the price of your home or helping you make an offer to purchase one. Pricing matters more than ever right now. So having an expert advice will help ensure you're set up for success. Bankrate explains real estate is very localized, and you want someone who's extremely knowledgeable about the market in your specific area. You should also look for someone with a successful track record of negotiating and closing deals, preferably for homes similar to the kind you want to buy. And I'm going to say or sell on that.
Yes.
Right? Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, and like this is talking about the right expert. Like any relationship, it starts with trust. You want to know you can depend on that person to always put you and your best interests first. That means hiring a true professional, as Business Insider explains. As long as you've properly vetted the agent you are considering and ensured they have the necessary expertise, it's okay. And you changed the...
Sorry. I was moving something and I didn't mean to do that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It's okay to go with your gut when making your final decision on which real estate agent you want to work with. You're going to be working closely with that person, so it's important to choose an agent you're comfortable with. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You gotta click with each other.
My clients have become friends over the years.
Oh, yeah.
I've got tons of clients that become friends.
I love my clients.
Seriously.
I really,
Well, and
really
look what we
love
did
my
last
clients.
week. We had a blast at the baseball game. We didn't even talk about
It
that.
was awesome.
I mean, it was such a good time. A little warm for me, but hey, it's always warm for me.
Well, I was gonna say it was actually a little on the chilly side for me, but hey,
So
I ain't right. But what a wonderful to see all those faces in one place and know that you've helped these people and that they're on they got your back. And it just goes to show what kind of people and what kind of relationships we've built.
all right,
That's awesome.
We're up against a hard break, so let's hit that when we get back. I want to talk about numbers for Bolingbrook, so keep it here with Get Real with Eddie.
Welcome to the Lions Club. Being a lion means knowing that kindness matters. We believe in changing the world by serving the needs of our local communities. More than 1.4 million lions around the world are responding to local and global challenges with kindness and care. Come volunteer with us. Your Lions journey starts here. The Crest Hill Lions Club invites you to reach out to your local Lions Club to learn more about how you can be a part of a community and bringing passionate, kind-hearted people together to serve local needs. They build relationships that lead to opportunities. In short, when Lions serve, life improves and the community grows. Grow with us. Go to lionsclub.org to start your journey today. That's lionsclub.org. And don't forget to save the date for the Lions annual Luau and Car Show, Sunday, September 1st from 12 p.m. till 10 p.m. at St. Joe's Park, 700 Theodore Street, Joliet. Car Show will run from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. in conjunction with annual community luau. $15 entry fee per vehicle. See you there.
Doing everything for you except the moving. And be glad. It's Get Real with Eddie.
All right, let's talk about Bolingbrook, Illinois, and see what they have on the deep dive. So I didn't break this one out on zip code. I wanted to do the whole town. Because we've been doing zip codes, and I figured, well, you know what, let's do the whole town, but we're going to do a little bit of a deeper dive than what we do normally in Bolingbrook. So, median sales price in Bolingbrook is $347,000. That is up 11.2% from last year. The original list price on the median was $359,900. That is also up 12.7% from last year. The market time for Bolingbrook is 27 days on the average, but 9 days on the median.
That's crazy.
That is down 18.1. So we keep seeing this median sales price dropping.
No, median
Our
market time.
Sorry, not
Market
sales
time,
price.
not
Median
sales
market,
price.
Yeah, median market time dropping, and that's driving these prices up. When you look at June's median percent of last list price, it was 100%. They got 100% of the last list price, and when you look at the list price for original list price, they're also getting 100%. So we're not seeing houses sell for above or below list price. They're pretty much getting list price on most properties.
Yeah.
So that's where they're averaging out. June median contracts to close was 34 days, down 8.1%. The listing to contract is at 6 days, down 25%. And month supply in Bolingbrook is 1.2 months. That's up 20%.
Yeah, from an even 1 month supply.
Yes, so we did see a 20% increase in supply in Bolingbrook, so watch for the clickbait on that number.
Yeah.
73 days is the homes, or sorry, not 73 days, 73 units homes for sale. New listings was 968, so we did see a influx of new listings. That's up 0.9%. So that might be why we're seeing the month supply. Under contract is down by 2.5%, and your closings are sitting down 13.7%. So a little bit of a slowdown going into April and May that leads to the June closings in Bolingbrook might be why we saw the tick up in months supply.
Yeah.
So
would make sense.
Let's take a look at where their showings are, and let's get into that. So showings per listing are 14.6, so down 17%. Average showings is 26, down 13.3%. So we did see a slowdown in June in demand when looking at Bolingbrook.
Yeah.
So not a huge, but there was definitely a slowdown. And, of course, the ugly number that we don't like to use, price per square foot is up 10.5%, $190 per square foot in Bolingbrook for the month of June. Anything crazy on these numbers that are really that really caught your eye? The showings being down.
Yeah, the showings. I was going to say, showings being down, that surprised me a little bit.
It's not a huge drop.
Huge.
Percentage-wise, you're talking 17%. All right, but it was from 14.6 or 17.6 down to 14.6.
Yeah. So 3.
3 less buyers in the market, which, you know, when you're talking such of these micro markets, 3 buyers is not, I don't think, that big of a deal.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Yeah, then it went down. There were fewer buyers, but the prices are still, you know, holding well. They've gone up.
You're up 11.2% on the
Yeah.
prices. So, I mean, you're seeing these prices come in pretty substantial and pretty well.
And they're getting 100% for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just seeing a steady chugging away, you know.
And again, going back to the month supply, 1.2 months is not a huge supply. We're nowhere near the national average that we saw last week, which was like 3.9. Wasn't it like 3.7, 3.9?
Yeah, 3.7, I think.
Yeah, so
3.7.
I mean, we're way below that national average when it comes to listings and stuff. So I'm not really concerned. I don't think these numbers are horrible.
No.
I think it's stuff you want to watch and keep your eye on, but definitely something to look at. And, you know, it gets into that homeowners gained over 28K in equity in the past year.
That's crazy.
A national number, 28,000 have been gained in the last 12 months. So let's take a quick look at the home
Illinois,
equity.
yeah.
Yeah, so homeowners equity gains year over year for the first quarter of 2024. We have gained $27,000 in Illinois, where the national average was at 28,000. Our neighboring states, Wisconsin was at 26, Michigan 20, Indiana at 13, Iowa was at 13, Missouri was at 15, Kentucky to the south was at 15, and kicking over on the other side of Indiana, Ohio was at 22,000. So 28,000 on the average. We're at 27. We're going up pretty consistent with the rest of the country.
Yeah.
So California, of course, is leaning the gains at 64.
But when you're
Washington's at
talking
45.
64,000, the percentage of the house, of the percentage
Gain.
of value of the house is higher.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
their gain is going to
Yeah.
be higher.
Their average purchase price out there is just crazy in some
Yeah.
parts of California. So
You know what surprised me
what surprised you?
was Michigan. So my husband and I went to the art fair a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
And so I was putzing around looking at St. Joe's, Michigan, Union Pier, down around there, you
Mhm.
know, just to kind of see what homes. Well, I kind of knew around the water they'd be higher. You can't, like, in little Union Pier, they were 1.6, 1.8, 3.4 million
Mm-hmm.
along the water. And it used to be just, you could give away property there. You know, so
yeah.
it's amazing how in even 10 years what happens.
Yeah, I understand.
You know, their average prices are way higher now.
I understand. I do have that buyer still out looking for a parcel within the multi-county area, anywhere, you know, even out to Marseilles, wherever you can hear us. They're considering looking at 5 acres, looking preferably 6 to 7 bedrooms, but we'll look at a 5-bedroom home. Give me a call, 815-823-5478. Again, 815-823-5478. And if you are looking to buy in Crest Hill, we have a listing that will be coming to market soon. It is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath ranch house, finished basement, sunroom, gorgeous cabinets, redone bathroom. This house is going to be amazing. Coming up in Crest Hill for $325,000. So that will be coming to the market soon. So again, give me a call, 815-823-5478 if you have questions, or I can help you in any way, buying or selling. You got any buyers looking?
Yeah, I still have my buyer that's looking for that sweet spot, about 5 acres. They would like a hobby farm. That's preferable
Okay.
with the proper outbuildings and stuff, but they're willing to look at pretty much anything.
So they're looking for 5 acres or less.
Yes,
And
right
mine-
around 5 acres, preferably hobby farm,
Okay.
barn, shed.
And mine's looking at 5 acres and more.
They'd like a couple of horses, so know, if you've got horse farm potential or you own a small hobby farm, that'd be awesome.
Hobby farms can be fun. They're just a lot of work too.
Yeah, but they love that stuff.
Really?
Yeah, they love that stuff.
It's great. I never owned a horse, but I could see myself owning a horse. I love that. They're just such a smart animal.
They are cool.
And
They're
have
cool
such
animals.
a great personality.
But like anything else, it's just a lot of work.
A lot of work. And you gotta give a horse a lot of respect. Because a horse can knock you down and knock you out in about 3.2 seconds and you wouldn't even know it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you really...
Most animals.
True, most animals, I mean... But a horse they have the power. They have so much power. I mean, especially you get into some of these certain breeds that just stand,
like
6 or 7
Clydesdales
hands
and
high.
they're...
Yeah, those things
big,
are just...
giant horses.
Yeah, so those horses aren't really... Those are cart horses. They are not made to be rode. I mean, they're pulling.
They're workhorses.
Yes.
Yes.
So, I mean, but they're such beautiful animals. So, all right. We talked about this, I want to say 2 or 3 weeks ago, but I want to hit it after the break one more time. Want to get into how do the presidential elections impact the real estate market. So keep it here with Get Real with Daddy.
Welcome to the Lions Club. Being a lion means knowing that kindness matters. We believe in changing the world by serving the needs of our local communities. More than 1.4 million lions around the world are responding to local and global challenges with kindness and care. Come volunteer with us. Your Lions journey starts here. The Crest Hill Lions Club invites you to reach out to your local Lions Club to learn more about how you can be a part of a community and bringing passionate, kind-hearted people together to serve local needs. They build relationships that lead to opportunities. In short, when Lions serve, life improves and the community grows. Grow with us. Go to lionsclub.org to start your journey today. That's lionsclub.org. And don't forget to save the date for the Lions annual Luau and Car Show, Sunday, September 1st from 12 p.m. till 10 p.m. at St. Joe's Park, 700 Theodore Street, Joliet. Car Show will run from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. in conjunction with annual community luau. $15 entry fee per vehicle. See you there.
You made a smart move to get real with Eddie, helping you make your next smart move into your next home.
All right, so how does the presidential elections impact the housing market? There's a lot of different factors that come into play when it comes to the housing market. Historically, we have seen interest rates drop prior to elections. That does seem to happen. Whether the Fed does anything or not, the rates just seem to naturally go down on a market right before an election. So having nothing to do with the Fed, I know we've got people talking about Fed rate cuts and all this maybe in September. I don't think there's going to be a Fed rate cut in September. I don't know. Where are you at on a Fed rate cut, Nancy? In September.
I highly doubt it. I think they'll hold firm. But by the end of the year, I would see something. I would see a rate cut.
I don't think we're going to see a rate cut till next year.
Really? I would say November.
No, I don't.
December.
I really don't. With these the inflation rate still being around 3%, until we get that down, or unless we see a massive uptick on unemployment numbers, then we're still not going to see it. But until we see that, and the unemployment did go up.
Tick. I see a little tick.
Yeah, I mean, unemployment went up to 4.1 on the last report. So unless we see a massive uptick, in my opinion, I don't think they're ready to necessarily cut rates just yet this year. So home sales did go up after 9 of the last 11 presidential elections. In the election years, there is a slight slowdown in the sales in November, but they bounce back fast and they climb the next year. So there's always a November slowdown. Actually, I think you feel the slowdown October. It just shows up in November. It's October, September, October, that where those listings and those deals would close in November. People hold off to see where the election's at. So,
yeah,
I mean, we've seen that happen. Mortgage rates, like I said, decreased leading up to 8 of the last 11 presidential elections. So we've seen changes from July to November. So if you're looking to lock in a rate, this might be good data to take advantage of historically.
Yeah.
Because you might get a bit of a lower rate if you're looking to buy. So don't take that pause that most people are going to take, because look, here's the two factors they're telling you. If you're in the market buying right now, they're telling you flat out, historically speaking, most people pause and don't buy. Well, that just cut demand, and rates go down.
Right.
Well, those are win-win situations to give you a chance to negotiate a great deal if you're making a purchase of a house in October or even September.
Mm-hmm.
Home prices went up after 7 of the last 8 presidential elections. So 7 of the last 8. Gee, wonder what year they didn't go up.
Yeah.
Could that have been 2008?
Possibly.
I think the fact that you had a giant financial meltdown going on.
Could have something to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like common sense. I mean, but so this is not getting into the politics. Whether you're left, right, red or blue, it doesn't matter. This is getting into the data of the election year.
People hesitate because unknown. Doesn't matter which, but it's just humans versus the unknown.
Correct. It's humans versus the unknown. The aspect of who, what, when, and where. I want to know why. I want to know who's going to be leading my country. Okay, I like that guy leading my country. I hate that guy leading my country. Whatever. Let's not use hate personally. I mean, but I know some people feel that strongly. I know that people feel that strongly when it comes to this stuff. All right? It doesn't matter. Look at the data. Okay, I understand they may put policies in place that could have personally affect you. But overall, generally speaking, I can say this much. This country moves on after every election, and there's another one. So, I mean, we've heard this story play out. What? We're going on 47th. This will be the 47th president. So, just everything's going to be fine. We're going to do great. If you are looking to buy a house, you have a window, I think, here, going into October, that you may be able to take advantage of. You may be able to negotiate a better deal because the market is going to slow. You may be able to get a better interest rate because the market is going to slow.
Yeah. Take advantage of the human reaction to the unknown. You take advantage of it.
I think it's a great,
Bottom line.
it's a great move. It's a great move to take advantage of that, what you know should happen in the market. Now, it may not. This could, there's always the exception year that, but statistically speaking, again, going back to the top, home sales went up 9 of the last 11 presidential elections. Rates declined 8 out of the last 11.
Yeah.
I mean, so take advantage of the
Historical norms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just makes sense. Give Nancy a call. Call your realtor. You got a realtor, you've got your team in place. Give them a call and say, hey, I want to try to move my time frame up. I know I was thinking next year, but maybe I can make a window happen in October.
Yeah.
Be closing in November. Look like the all-star, because when you closed and those prices go up next year, everybody's going to look at you. What made you buy in November? Well, I knew prices were going to go up. And then you can give us credit on the radio show, or not. You can just say, no, I just knew prices were going to go up, and not give us credit. It doesn't bother us. I mean, honestly. Any other things that you could think of that happen in a presidential year?
No, I think, again, I think it's about human nature and the unknown, and people hesitate. And I think if you know what you want, and you're ready, and you've got your team in place, and you're pre-approved, and you've got things going on, take advantage of that.
I agree. Take advantage. That's part of the negotiation process. Is timing. Everybody wants to time a market. They want to time a market. You're going to time this market by doing this.
Yes.
This is it. This is timing the market.
Yeah, absolutely.
Statistically speaking, you should come out ahead. And that's the best advice anybody can give you, is look at the data, look at the statistics, and see if it's going to work.
Absolutely. And again, that's why a realtor is so important, because they're watching this data. They can help guide you
Yeah.
with this.
All right, that wraps it up for Get Real with Eddie. I just wanted to give one big thanks before we head out the door to all the clients that came out to the baseball game last Friday. It was, once again, another huge, successful night. We had a blast, and we really can't thank you guys enough.
No. We are a success because of you,
Yeah.
because of our clients.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
We are here on the radio because of you. We are successful in the industry because of you, and your constant support of us, and the constant call Eddie, call Nancy, call Eddie, call Nancy. It just amazes me. And we're coming up, I think, 5 years for the radio show of being on our own in October. And we should do something big.
Yeah.
I wonder what we could do. I got to think about that. I gotta think about
Should
that.
have an anniversary show.
An anniversary show?
Yeah.
I'd have to go back and look and see when the first show actually was.
Yeah.
That'd be intriguing. We'll have to work on that.
Okay.
I
I got some ideas, but
of course you do.
'Cause-
No, really?
that just gets my head rolling.
You put anything artistic in front of you, you've got ideas. All right, so that wraps it up for Get Real with Eddie. Don't forget, check us out online at getrealwitheddie.com, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, talking about your largest investment, your home.